Two of the challenges of the 21st century are the advancing climate change and the depletion of fossil fuels. The solution lies in sustainable, environmentally friendly and affordable energy supply. Against this background, renewable energy is the answer to a challenge of a future-proofed restructuring of energy systems. Wind power, solar energy, bioenergy, hydroelectric power and geothermal energy have the potential to replace fossil fuels. Due to their properties, they offer the opportunity of supplying energy to people who live far away from public supply networks. Germany already has a pioneering role in the use and development of renewable energy systems, and it wants to make a contribution to international efforts for climate protection. The federal government has been supporting the expansion of renewable energy generation and its further technical developments for more than 2 decades, with a comprehensive range of measures. By promoting renewables for electricity as well as heat markets of a very early stage, Germany laid the foundations for this new and emerging sector. With its strong home markets, Germany is today in a position to make its know-how available to partners throughout the world. The German wind power market is among the largest in Europe. In the area of photovoltaics, the German market is among the most developed markets in the world. In 2013, renewable energy supplied more than 25% of the power consumption in Germany and 9% of its heat. In the fuel sector, the percentage share was 5.3%. Official plans envisage a share of 35% in the power sector and 14% in the heating sector being achieved by the year 2020. In the fuel sector, the share achieved should be 10%. It is planned that by 2030, renewable energy should represent 30% of the final energy consumption. And that is just the beginning. A German company shows here in its own headquarters just what can be achieved. A building complex which is completely energy self-sufficient. My vision of the future with regard to renewable energy is quite simple. 100% renewable energy as quickly as possible throughout the whole world. In addition to its early development of the market, Germany also occupies a leading position in the further development of renewable energy technologies due to its promotion of research and development in this area. People around the globe trust German expertise. This makes German companies, thanks to their many years of experience, important and strong partners in all areas of sustainable use of renewable energy. Wind power has been used in many regions of the world for centuries, whether it is for grinding corn or pumping water out of the ground. Modern wind turbines use the kinetic energy of the wind and generate electric power from it. Each individual multi-megawatt system generates power for several thousand people, and the technology is one of the most efficient of all the renewable energy systems. At the end of 2013, there were wind power turbines with an output of around 318,000 megawatts installed throughout the world. Germany has taken a leading role, with over 34,000 megawatts of installed capacity, and is the third largest wind power market in the world, which makes it the largest in Europe. The leading position of the German wind power industry is explained by the fact that we started with wind power 20 years before anyone else had thought of it. We have accumulated enormous experience. This, combined with German engineering skills, explains our significant edge in the area of wind power technology. Wind power systems are modern, high-tech power stations with a simple functioning principle. Rotor blades catch the force of the wind and begin to turn. A generator converts this kinetic energy into electric power. Wind power turbines are built on towers, which are often over 100 meters high. The wind blows stronger and more consistently at this height than on the ground. In addition to this, the power yield depends largely on the circular area of the rotor. Modern turbines have a rotor diameter of 40 to 90 meters or even more. Modern control and monitoring technology is designed to ensure that the turbines can adapt in the optimum way to the widely varying wind strengths. These and other components like grid management systems help to integrate wind parks into the electricity network. The technical demands on an efficient wind system are very high. Due to their decades of activity in wind power, German manufacturers are very experienced and are among the market leaders in the world. They are constantly developing new innovations and are therefore always ahead of the international competition. The focus is on saving weight, operating reliability, and a constant increase in the efficiency rate. Germany's technological market leadership in the area of wind power is demonstrated not only in the overall turbine, but also very clearly in the individual components. Germany is the world leader in the manufacture of gearing systems. We also build highly efficient rotor blades, and this goes for many other components as well, such as generators, for example. This means that we have a market leadership which runs through all the components. German know-how enables successful wind power projects to be implemented throughout the world. With well over 137,000 people employed in the industry, it exports more than 65% of its turnover. The German wind power industry has a leading position in the world market. German companies export complete drive systems. As well as these, individual key components or control systems, so-called condition monitoring systems, are also supplied from Germany. German experts also possess comprehensive know-how in the planning and project development of wind power systems and wind farms. One example of a high-output wind power plant produced in Germany is this 7.5 megawatt turbine near Magdeburg. With a rotor diameter of 127 meters and a hub height of 135 meters, it is one of the largest onshore wind power turbines in the world. At the same time, Germany is also making great efforts to adapt and coordinate the power network infrastructure so that the ever-increasing power supplies from wind power systems and other renewable energy sources can be integrated. The wind blows stronger and more consistently over water. This means that a significantly higher energy yield can be achieved here. The expansion of offshore wind farms will therefore increase in importance and sustainability in the coming years. German companies have already successfully implemented several offshore wind projects in relatively great water depths. By 2030, offshore wind farms with a total output of 40 gigawatts are planned in the North Sea and Baltic. Offshore wind power is the key to tomorrow's energy generation. We have ambitious political targets to be achieved by 2020. We can only achieve these if we have an energy source which can supply renewable energy on a large scale. Small wind power turbines are becoming increasingly important. These systems with an output of circa 5 to 100 kilowatts are relatively space-saving and can be constructed almost anywhere. Houses in particular, which are situated in remote areas far from the mains network, can be supplied with electricity by means of small wind power turbines. Today, wind power already covers a significant share of the worldwide electricity requirements, and the importance of wind power will continue to increase further. According to the International Energy Agency, 18% of the worldwide power requirement could be covered by wind power by 2050. The Sun, energy supplier for life on Earth. In just 1 hour, the Sun supplies us with more energy than is consumed per year throughout the world. It is due to the contribution of German development engineers that we can use solar energy today for our own needs, for heat generation with solar thermal energy, or for power generation with photovoltaics and solar thermal power plants. Solar cells convert the sun's rays into electric power. Crystalline silicon cells are by far the most widely used these days. But also the use of material-saving, thin-film solar cells used has also increased in recent years. In a solar module, several solar cells are electrically connected. Together with additional units, such as inverters or batteries, complete photovoltaic systems are created. A high-tech industry has arisen in Germany with the help of the renewable energy law. Due to intensive research and many years of experience, it has been possible to manufacture ever more efficient and cost-effective solar cells, while at the same time significantly reducing the use of materials. Germany is also at the forefront in the export of inverters. Inverters are required to convert the direct current of the solar cells into the alternating current required for the mains power network. The most efficient models in the world are produced in Germany. Furthermore, modern inverters play a crucial role in managing the amounts of current fed into the grid or exceeding amounts into storage solutions. We have had the nucleus of research here with us for 35 years. This has not only flowed into our end products, but also into each of the raw materials. Today, the photovoltaics industry is a multi-billion market. At the end of 2013 alone, new equipment with a total capacity of over 38.4 gigawatts has been installed worldwide. Grid-connected photovoltaic systems are currently experiencing the strongest growth. But photovoltaic systems also offer economic solutions for the supply of energy to remote areas. Solar home systems supply, for example, alpine chalets with solar power. The Rappenecker Hut in the Black Forest is Europe's first solar-powered restaurant. An integrated battery assures that around 70% of the yearly energy demand can be covered by renewable sources. Here in Senegal, a German company has installed the solar power supply for an entire village. The inhabitants can now drive a water pump and use the power for their school and infirmary. Here in Liberos in eastern Germany, the second largest photovoltaic power station in the world at the time came into operation in 2009. Constructed on an area equivalent to 210 football pitches, the power station provides a capacity of almost 53 megawatts. This is equivalent to the power requirements of 15,000 households. Photovoltaics is the most innovative product in the area of renewable energy. We will have the same power prices in Germany as well with photovoltaics as those which can currently be found with wind power. We have achieved success insofar as we are able to build a very high-quality product at a very reasonable price. The sun's rays can also be converted directly into heat, or also into cooling energy. The technology for this has been proven in Germany for decades. One distinguishes between plastic absorbers, flat plate collectors and vacuum tube collectors. The German solar thermal energy industry has many years of experience in the production of solar heating equipment and is one of the leading producers worldwide. It is therefore no surprise that in Germany today, 17 million square meters of solar heating equipment have been installed on roof surfaces for hot water heating and room heating, and increasingly so for apartment blocks and commercial businesses. The energy which is gained by means of these collectors is also used to operate air conditioning units. with the Oxford Gardens solar roof project, which was coordinated by the German Energy Agency, DENA, and supported by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Energy. German companies have completed the currently largest solar cooling and heating installation in Canada. Concentrating solar power is a powerful opportunity to gain electrical energy from the sun's rays. The existing types of power station are generally differentiated by the mirror systems used, such as parabolic trough, Fresnel collector, solar tower, and dish Stirling systems. In the case of parabolic trough power stations, the sun's rays are concentrated via parabolic mirrors onto an absorber. Through this process, the heat transfer oil contained in the absorber is heated to 400 degrees Celsius. This heat energy can then be converted to power via steam turbines or gas turbines. Germany is the world leader in the research and development of this technology. New concepts such as the Fresnel collector were also developed and launched onto the market by German companies, who have then implemented them in pioneering projects. The power station complex of Andasol 1, 2 and 3, which was completed in Spain between 2006 and 2011, was initiated and developed by German companies. CSP plants, together with storage solutions like molten salt, offer the possibility to provide electricity even in the dark. Among those large projects which are currently running, we do in fact have a large number of German companies which supply both components and engineering services in the widest sense. And we also expect in future further strong growth, driven by the technological developments which we already have or which we intend to bring to the market in the future. Today, solar energy is present in everyday life, whether it is at home, on the roads, or for leisure time. And solar equipment is also increasingly determining the design of modern buildings. But the future has only just begun. German companies are working at high speed on the further development of the technology and its areas of application. Biomass, the energy source which has been used for the longest by humans. The use of biomass is climate neutral, since only as much CO2 is emitted as was originally extracted from the environment during the growth of the biomass. Up to now, biomass has been the most widely used among all the renewable energy sources, for a good reason. Bioenergy can be provided at any time as required, and many countries have access to usable supplies of biomass. Bioenergy can be used in solid, gaseous and liquid form. Solid biomass, biogas and biofuels can be part of a sustainable and future-proofed energy mix. Solid biomass includes all dry or dried items and bulk materials made from plants and plant constituents. During the combustion of these materials in modern German heating systems, the energy contained in the biomass is used very efficiently. The dominant energy source is wood in the form of firewood, wood chips, and pellets. Energy generation from solid biomass has been continuously developed further in Germany, also with regard to the sustainable use of these energy sources. German equipment technology is characterized today by a high level of reliability and by solutions which are tailored to the needs of customers. Among the particular strengths of German suppliers are intelligent control and monitoring technologies, and the development of automatic feeding systems. Small-scale biomass boilers can be supplied for the direct heating of single-family houses and apartment blocks. Biomass boilers can also supply heat very efficiently through local heating networks. So-called combined heat and power (CHP) systems provide both power and heat at the same time, and they are therefore particularly efficient. German equipment is among the most technically pioneering in the world. Energy generation with solid biofuels is on an upward trend. The number of installed wood pellet heating systems alone rose in Germany from approximately 33,000 to 325,000 in less than 10 years. In the European Union, more than 72 TWh of electricity were generated from solid biomass in 2011. More than half of it was produced in modern CHP plants. Biogas arises from the fermentation of biomass. It is used worldwide in many different ways for the supply of energy. Germany is both the market leader and technological pioneer in the generation of biogas. German companies cover the entire added value chain in biogas technology, from planning through to financing and right up to the operation and maintenance of biogas plants. They have many years of experience in process biology and the corresponding laboratory services. Biogas can be captured from many different resources. Among these are residual products and energy crops from agriculture, as well as organic waste from industry and households. Waste and refuse are therefore no longer a disposal problem, but rather an energy supplier. Waste to energy is increasingly gaining in importance internationally. The fermentation process in the organic substance occurs with the help of different anaerobic bacteria. The optimization of these microbiological processes is a decisive factor with regard to the productivity of the biogas system. We have developed a special mix of efficient bacteria, which increases the degree of decomposition of the valuable raw material which we use in the biogas system. This also makes the substrate more fluid and easier to pump, so that efficiency is increased in the whole fermentation process. Biogas is mostly used in combined heat and power stations for generating electric power. Modern German biogas treatment plants also enable the gas to be treated in such a way that the quality of natural gas is achieved. One innovation here is the treatment of gas without the use of chemical cleaning agents. The diaphragm technology used here can be economically attractive in certain locations. The biomethane which is given off in the treatment process can be fed into and stored in the natural gas network, or used as fuel for natural gas vehicles. Alongside this, German manufacturers are also developing high-quality liquid fuels from biological raw materials. We have accumulated a lot of experience over 15 years, and we have invested very heavily in research in order to drive biogas technology forward. We have therefore a highly efficient technology, which can be used for agricultural purposes, as well as for the benefit of investors in large-scale operating plants and of professional operators in industrial companies. Around 7,800 biogas plants supplied over 7.5 million German households with electricity in 2013. This makes Germany the largest biogas producer in Europe. Biogas is also becoming increasingly important worldwide for a secure and cost-effective supply of energy. Bioenergy has a long past and an important future. Geothermal heat, an inexhaustible source of energy. Some 99% of our planet is hotter than 1,000 degrees. Geothermal heat is available around the clock, irrespective of the season, weather, or climatic conditions. In some countries, among them Germany, The use of geothermal heat has been part of the energy supply for many years. Whether it be for the generation of domestic heating, electrical power, or energy for air conditioning, the number of employees throughout the German geothermal energy industry is already more than 17,000. Deep under the earth at a depth of 500 or even several thousand meters, it is particularly hot. With hydrothermal geothermics, the thermal water present is pumped to the surface from a depth of 2,000 to 4,000 meters. With petrothermal geothermics, water is injected into hot, deep-lying rock layers. It heats up there and can then be brought to the surface. This process is also known as hot dry rock. Such deep boreholes require far-reaching technical know-how and special drilling equipment. German companies have stepped up to this challenge. A geothermal plant at Unterhaching near Munich supplies several thousand inhabitants with heat and electric power. Hot water is pumped to the surface from a depth of 3,500 meters. Part of the energy is fed into the district heating network via a heat exchanger. The remaining geothermal heat for use in power generation is first given off to heat up an ammonia-water mixture. This mixture vaporizes at lower temperatures and can then produce steam to drive a turbine. The great advantages of geothermal energy are firstly its availability, and secondly the diversity of its applications. We in Unterhaching are stepping up to the mark to ensure supply of CO2-free energy to all of our citizens. The near-surface substratum also offers usable heat. It is normally used for heating a building or supplying it with hot water. There are different systems available. Geothermal energy collectors are laid horizontally at a depth of 80 to 160 centimeters. The heat carrier medium, which circulates through the looping pipes, draws energy from the ground and transports it to the heat pump. Geothermal energy probes are inserted at a depth of 50 to 160 meters. Their surface requirement is smaller. A liquid in the probes warms up to temperature, up to 13 degrees Celsius. As a result of their many years of experience, German manufacturers can offer systems which are especially reliable and user-friendly. Both small living units and complete residential areas can be supplied with heat and cooling by means of geothermal systems cost-effectively and environmentally friendly. Germany is a pioneer in the area of geothermal energy. The German parliament and other government buildings are heated or cooled as required with the help of geothermal energy. In summer, discharged heat from combined heat and power stations is stored in an underground stratum layer. In winter, it is fed back into the heating networks. The cold from the winter air is stored in a second underground storage layer. This is then used in summer for the air conditioning of buildings. German companies have been active for some 30 years in the sector of geothermal energy. Here we have achieved something really pioneering, also in terms of international geothermal energy, and that is also the reason why so many visitors come to Unterhaching to see what we have done here. Many countries throughout the world possess a high geothermal potential. In the light of rising costs for fossil fuels, geothermal energy will gain significantly in importance in the future. Geothermal energy is much more than a fascinating natural spectacle. Water covers over 70% of our Earth. It is the source of life on Earth, and also a supply of power for more than 100 years. The use of hydroelectric power provides a cost-effective and proven method of ensuring the basic supply of electricity. Depending on the type of power station, it can provide or store energy and therefore make a significant contribution to the stability of the power grid. There are different types of hydroelectric power stations. Run-of-the-river power stations use the flow energy of a river. With storage power stations, the water is dammed in a lake and then fed via pipes into the lower line power station. Wave power and tidal power stations convert the power of the sea's waves and tides into electric energy. Hydroelectric power currently generates around 16% of the worldwide gross production of electricity. There are 7,500 such power stations in Germany alone. Large growth can be seen in particular in Asia and Latin America. For us, hydroelectric power is an ideal addition to the already existing range of renewable power sources because it is baseload capable. That means that we do not have to ensure its security of supply with conventional energy generation, something which is a decisive advantage, for example, in competitive situations for commercial energy supply projects, where there is, of course, particular emphasis placed on stability of the output. German companies have developed, installed and operated hydroelectric power stations for more than 100 years. This long-lasting experience builds the basis for the success of German technology worldwide. Different types of turbines are designed depending on the flow rate and the drop height. German engineers create high-tech equipment, which is ideally tailored to the individual application. The digital oversight and support of hydroelectric power stations is also part of the range of services offered by German suppliers. Due to modern monitoring systems, the functioning efficiency of the equipment can be monitored worldwide. We have opted for a partner company which we know from other such energy generation projects. Another factor, which also of course plays no less a role, is the innovative concept throughout, which we were able to put into effect and with which we are very satisfied at present. The power of the oceans also holds great potential for energy generation. A tidal power station uses the tidal flows and can generate an output of 1 megawatt in this way. This wave power station was built in Scotland. The so-called Wells turbine converts the energy of the sea's waves into electricity, a technology with great worldwide potential. Many hydroelectric power stations have been in operation for decades. There are great opportunities in this area for German engineers. They can significantly increase the effectiveness of such power stations by means of repowering. Old turbines are replaced by new and more efficient models. The controls and monitoring are modernized and optimized. There is also an increasing importance in this regard for the need to operate hydroelectric power stations in harmony with the environment. Examples of this are the creation of separate flow channels for fish, the reconstruction of riverbanks, and the regular monitoring of water quality. Hydroelectric power will continue to play an important role in the future. Only around 39% of the technically and economically viable potential in the world is currently being exploited. Germany's hydroelectric power technology is ready for the future.